Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Yummy Cheese Man, and I think by this time you all kind of know that I am in London, ready to go to the RLCS World Championship on the desk. Unfortunately, maybe a bit spoiled for you guys, but yes, I will be there and we'll be cheering on, talking about, generally giving terrible opinions about Rocket League, the Oceanic teams in particular, trying to provide my expertise. And hopefully you guys enjoy the weekend. It's going to first off be on the twitch.tv/Rocket League channel at 2 p.m. British time tomorrow. I can't give you all the times, but you guys know what's up. So if you do need any help on that, reach out to Cloudfield. Just message him. He needs more messages. He seems a bit lonely. But let's get into it. Let's try and do the speed round of predictions. I did a bit of a longer video, but it felt a little bit too much. So let's get into it. Evil Geniuses versus Chiefs. There's been so much banter. It's gone back and forth. It started when Chrome came into the OC Finals Twitch chat to make sure he let everyone know that he thought OCE was terrible. And that has been the start of the spark, the beginning of the wildfire that has been Oceanic banter across the Pacific. It is a great rivalry. I'm really hyped for that match. Chiefs are at the top of their game. I consider them a bit of a Dignitas light, a less experienced and maybe slightly less mechanically apt Dignitas, but they do bring a very consistent play style. The big question is whether Torsos performs, but I think for Evil Geniuses, there's questions on whether they can all perform. They are outside of the big three of NA. They're consistent against the teams below them. They've consistently lost to the teams above them. And in terms of Corrupted G, Classics, and Chrome, I felt that they've all had some mediocre performances there at LAN, or at least for Classics and Corrupted G. And for Chrome, he's had some inconsistent performances when it mattered on the league play stage. Playoffs, he's always had trouble until this season. He could be great on LAN, and I do actually expect that Chrome will do well. And I've seen Classics have some good performances at too. But now, I think the raw firepower of Chiefs will take down Evil Geniuses. And even though I would normally say this is a 3-0, I'm giving Evil Geniuses 1. I think Chiefs definitely have that factor where they will just have a very off game, not quite figure out the opponent, and Evil Geniuses can very much catch a team off guard. Complexity versus Tainted Minds. Online, this might be an interesting matchup with Complexity. They could have a bad day, Tainted Minds have a good day, but this is a LAN. Complexity have been to the grand final. It's such a tough matchup for Tainted Minds, and they are not coming in with a lot of experience. It is the first time that the number 2 seed has got to come and return to the World Championship, and the first time that they've ever boot camped, so that is a great sign. But still, I got up against the experienced Complexity squad. Even if Complexity are playing bad, I think it'll be difficult for them to take them on. But they will get at least one game. Moving on to match number 3, NRG versus NBS. This is the call I'm making for NRG. If they make it to day 3, which could be winning this match, they will make it to the grand final. If they don't, obviously if they don't, they're going to go out early, but if they fall in this match, they may fall incredibly early on once again. So even though online they may be the best or one of the top 3 teams in the world alongside G2 and Dignitas, offline, they're untested. Justin coming in as the rookie Fireburner, a little bit of a question mark, and even some people are questioning Garrett, but I think that his miss in the Complexity series on that open net was more a testament to how much pressure Complexity put on defense. In this series, I think the consistency of NVS in terms of land performances might just come out on top. The only question is Devo, but Envy have been putting in that scrim time. Has he got the mechanics to keep up with the amount of effort he puts in and the amount that he tries to get involved? That is the question. Devo versus Experience. I'm going to put this as a very close 3-2. I hate making this decision. This is the question. This is the match full of questions where we will receive a lot of answers on how the tournament goes. I think it very much, at least for the first day, pivots on this match. Is the most important one to tell us how everything will pan out. Vitality versus Cloud9. Two of the sort of rough and tumble teams. Cloud9 had a rough season, but Vitality has had a rough lead up to this event, especially in Gnarly, where they got knocked out by Excel and Envious. Two matches that they really should have won, especially the Excel one. It is what it is. I think they've started to work out their issues. They're getting back into the groove for LAN. They're a team that do hold a one-man back, two-man forward, and so are Cloud9. And I think that's a great style to get you a good way through the bracket, but not into the grand final. So I think no matter how this match goes, there's a good chance that both of these teams will kind of come around the 5th, 6th mark. With chances to do quite better. I will put this down to Vitality though. I think they're coming through more convincingly. Cloud9 have said that they have a lot of confidence, but you have to do more than use words. Actions is going to show what they are made of. Dignitas versus Chiefs. I describe Chiefs as Dignitas light. I would describe Dignitas as the most consistent team in the world. I think their one stumble was Violent Panda in week 2, which was their first week. Up against it was Fnatic, who where Violent Panda was missing a lot of touches, especially in defense. Turbo had to really hold, and K-Dot did a lot more in attack than he would normally need to do. But they got through. They had a great season. They found true form and true synergy between Violent Panda and K-Dop at the end. They are going to be very hard to stop. And that is going to be a 3-0 against the Chiefs. G2 up against Complexity. This is an interesting question because if Complexity are playing their best, they will very likely beat G2, especially coming off that confidence-boosting series against Tainted Mind. But I cannot predict with full thought into it that Complexity will be playing their absolute best. They haven't had a great lead up to this. They're another team that lost to Excel in Gnarly. It's a tough call to bring. I think there's some internal issues in that team. Time will tell, but for now, I'm saying that the G2, the team that's predictably unpredictable, in that they understand, because they are the second longest running trio behind the Chiefs, exactly what each member of the team want to do. They read each other's touches really well, despite how unpredictable they are, which makes it fantastic for their team and really hard for their opposition. Dignitas versus Envious, we're going to make the same story, and I think Envious are fish out of water here. This is a really tough match. Now, 3-0 here, if this is NRG, as I said, as a team that's going to be really questioning on how Justin performs, how Bernard performs, this is a tougher question. If NRG were here, I think this could be even NRG favoured. But in my prediction in the first day, they aren't here, so that is a moot point. But just so you guys kind of know what I'm thinking. G2 versus Vitality. It could go either way, and this is really important to determine how the entire tournament ends up, because if Vitality win, it's an all-EU final. Or upper bracket final. I think that it is going to be G2. I think, as I said, Vitality one back, two forward. It'll work for a while, but it's not going to work up against a team like G2 that are getting all three players involved in different ways. Move down to the lower bracket and we'll come back later. Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses. It is the speed round. Cloud9 consistently beat Evil Geniuses. NRG against Tainted Minds. I think that even though NRG are in the lower bracket situation here, this is tough. I'm saying that they had a really rough first day. Tainted Minds can take advantage of that on their second day, and in fact, I'm going to just give them one game. It's not going to be that close. But in the next round, Chiefs up against NRG. This is taking into account that NRG are down here. I think Envy would beat Tainted Minds as well, but Chiefs are going to beat either of these teams. I think it'll be more convincing against Envious. Now, if Chiefs are versing NRG later in this bracket, it should go to NRG. But because they're versing them early, it's going to be the repeat of last time. The 3-2 win to knock NRG out. Complexity up against Cloud9, the high highs and the consistent performance. Who knows how Cloud9 will go? Last season, they went basically 3-2 in all of their games. They went 3-1 against the Chiefs, but 3-1 against the Chiefs in 2 games where the Chiefs basically threw it in the last 10 seconds was still also an incredibly close match. So it goes over to Cloud9 just ever so slightly, but I'm not going to be surprised if Complexity wins this match and absolutely tears up the lower bracket. Envious against Cloud9, another interesting match because these two teams coming in as the third seed from either region. Two teams with some questions around them, maybe more so on Envious. The question is on Devo. But I don't think there's any real individual player questions on Cloud9. I think they've been consistent. They're going to go through. Vitality versus the Chiefs. It's a tough match. It's number 2 EU up against the number 1 OCE. And it is going to be a close one, but I have to give it to Vitality over the Chiefs. But I think Chiefs, funnily enough, because of their playstyle, if they do win this, they have a much better chance of making that longer, really, top 3, top 2 run than Vitality have. But saying that, I think Vitality against Cloud9, it is another 3-1 to Vitality. This is interesting. Watching scrims across the last day has been incredibly interesting because all of these matches, all of these scrims, the games are going either way. In fact, Tainted Minds have even been going 2-2 with Vitality, with Cloud9. It's only been, NRG that truly, really crushed Tainted Minds, and the same for Chiefs, for these other teams. They're going really close in scrims, and it's so hard to tell how these teams will go. It goes down to mentality on the day, how they're playing across 3 days of Epic Rocket League. I said Dignitas and G2 have been very consistent, but Dignitas are more consistent. G2 will either wipe this series or Dignitas will take it comfortably, and I think you guys know where this bracket is about to end up. I think G2, I actually think this will go close, and that's only because G2 are getting knocked out in that upper bracket. But by the time they get to the grand final, we've seen this before. Dignitas clinching it out over G2. There is the chance here on the final day that G2 really rip into their or dig in their heels and take it out. But they need to take it out twice. So I'm just going to predict this here instead of worrying about predicting the bracket reset. So that is my final bracket. I bet you that by tomorrow I'll be predicting a very different set of winners. It is so hard to tell, and as soon as we see some of the results, we'll know so much more about how these teams will perform. But thank you all for watching. Again, I'll be on the 2 p.m. British time. Big thank you to Psionics for bringing me out. A huge thank you to all of you for watching. If you see me at the arena, please make sure you come and say hello. I really want to meet you guys, want to meet everyone who makes the community exactly what it is, the best video game, the best esport community in the world. I love you guys. Come up, say hi, have a conversation, get a hug, get a photo, do whatever you like. Make sure that you make fun of me at some point because I need to be taken down a peg or two as well. But that is it. If you want to get any more updates on RLCS, I can't put any more videos out, but you can follow me on Twitter. It's at YummyCheeseman, YUMI_Cheeseman. I might put out some Reddit posts as well, but otherwise, have an awesome day and really hope you enjoy the World Championship.